Welcome to my channel, your go-to place for mastering DevOps and cloud technologies. Whether you are just starting out or looking to sharpen your skills, I'm here to guide you step by step. Let's get started. So in this video, we are going to configure our Laravel application on EC2. So just for a review, I have this Laravel application. It's a simple blog application on my system. So here you can see it is configured on my system, and it's a simple Laravel application that I have been using throughout the series in which I have Dockerized, and in my last video as well, in which I have connected my existing Laravel application with RDS as well. So this is the same application in which I'm going to create any post like so this is the post here, and it is coming up over here. So in this video, what I'm going to do, I'm going to transfer or configure this application on EC2, and that includes Nginx configuration, complete configuration, php-fpm, and we will be setting up the RDS and connect my application with it. So it's a step-by-step guide, and for this I have been following this script. I will also explain to you this script as well. So this script I will also include in a description as well, so you could access to it and use it in your own environment. So first thing first, I just need to create an EC2 first. So let's go to EC2. There is no instance, so let me create an instance here. Let's name it Laravel blog app, and I will be using Ubuntu. So I have select Ubuntu server 24.04 LTS. That is fine. T2 micro is fine in my case as well, and you can select accordingly whatever the instance you like. So it's a demo video or for the tutorial purpose, so free tier is fine. Key pair login, let me create a key pair. So key pair is a SSH key, private and public key, that is used to access the system. So just name it anything, and I'm putting a date as a reference here. I will be needing a PEM file, and you could use also the PPK as well. So create pair, and it has been downloaded here. It has downloaded here. So here I am not going to change anything. Yes, but allow HTTPS and HTTP as well. That is fine. I'm not going to change anything in here, and in advanced detail, no need for that. Just make sure assign public IP enable. That is fine. Then launch an instance. So it is here. So here instance is up and running. Let's test. Is it in the initializing phase or done? It is been done. 2 out of 2 checks are passed. So here is the public IP address, and I have this key I have configured. So let me try to log in. SSH -i. This is the Ubuntu, and here is the IP. And this is saying a warning that permission is not 644 for this key file. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to change the permission here. So this is the optimal permission required, and I will try again. Now I'm inside the EC2 instance, and let me check few things. It does have the PHP. No, PHP is not installed here. So let's go back. That what I need to do here, I just need to set up users on EC2, Here I have defined two users, DevOps and Deployer. I will also explain why this has been needed, and then we will be configuring Nginx and php-fpm, and then finally we will be getting connected with MySQL RDS and then cloning Laravel repo and install it here. So my main application is here, and I have also pushed the source code here on this repository, and you can also find the link of this repository in the description of this video. So let's start it. So here is my basic script, that what steps I'm going to follow here. So as I have defined, I have two user, DevOps here, DevOps, and another user is deployer. So deployer. So what is the purpose of creating these two users? So by default, I have login here using Ubuntu. If you can see, Ubuntu user is here, and Ubuntu has the right. So everyone can sudo -i and go to the root access and can do anything about it. So for the safety and security purpose, being the DevOps, I have been doing, or what I am doing, I am creating two users. DevOps, it is a user which has the sudo access and definitely can run the root level commands as well by using sudo, and another user is deployer. So deployer is a user, the application Nginx and fpm will be using this user. So this user won't be able to change anything on the system, install, uninstall anything on the system. So how I'm going to do this? Let's do that. First thing first, apt update. Since I'm here with the Ubuntu user, let me go to, for now, let me go to root user so I can run each and everything quite easily. So first it's going to update. So update is done. Next thing, I will be creating a user directory at root. Let me create it. This has already been done. So user directory is here. Sorry, here. And now let me add this user add command. It is going to add a user and setting its home directory, user DevOps, and group is sudo, and I will be doing this command here. So this user DevOps has been created, and here I am giving a sudo access to this user, and now this is saying whatever .ssh folder is at root has to copy to user DevOps, and user DevOps is a home directory for DevOps user. So let's see, do I have this .ssh here at root? So I do have. Let's see what's inside. Authorized keys, and what's inside the authorized key? Let me get it. Okay, fine. So our main key has been added here. So if I try to log in instead of Ubuntu, if I use the root, I will be able to access it. Let's verify the keys are both are the same. So here it has been added that instead the key has been added, the same key has been added here as well, but by using a root, login is not allowed. So what I'm going to do here, it is saying from root to DevOps, but what I will do, instead of using root, I will be using Ubuntu, home Ubuntu, and let's verify. have this key here. So this key has been added. Instead of root, it has to be home Ubuntu. Let's make it like this. And then change the ownership of the SSH directory with recursive option. Means recursively whatever the files inside. Currently I have only authorize underscore keys. So it should have the user accessibility, because if I do check which permission it has, so it is root, ownership is root, and I'm changing the ownership to DevOps since it is inside the DevOps home directory. So that is required. Now hopefully that is fine. Yeah. And then here it is saying I'm going to disable Ubuntu user cannot be logged in, but I will do it in the last step. Once we have verified that we have the proper access and we can do whatever the things required, and then I'm going to disable Ubuntu user. So this is purely for the security purpose. Why I am creating these two users? So DevOps will be used to configure the system, installing the updates and everything whatever is required. And deployer will only be able to maintain the application. So being the DevOps, if you need to give access to your user, some lead level users as well, to developers as well, so you can add their access key, public access key into deployers. So they will be able to access it and check the logs and whatever is there, but they won't be able to change the system configuration, and that is very important. So let's create the developer user as well, and whatever we have copied into SSH here in the last step here, I'm going to put it into deployer. So at the beginning everything has been same, and later on whatever the user you want to add into deployer or into a DevOps, you can do it accordingly. Since it is a deployer user, ownership should be as deployer. And now that's it. Creating user step has been done. If I come back here, this step has been completed. Now we have to configure Nginx and php-fpm as well. So what I need to do, I just need to follow this. And this step I'm going to skip it because this is to install the Node.js. If you would like to install the Node, then you can follow this. And similarly, Node is also here, so I'm not going to install Node.js as of now on this system. So let me copy these commands here. If you are enjoying this content and find it useful, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It's a small click for you but makes a big difference for me. Thank you. And I will be removing Node.js from here. So what it will install? It will install zip, unzip, nginx, PHP 8.2, PHP 8.2 FPM, and related all the required, you may say, the modules, whatever is required. So let's copy that and execute it. So this is done. Let's verify that do we have PHP. Yes, that is installed. But if you could see that it has installed PHP 8.4, but I have asked it to install PHP 8.2, that I will handle it later. So next thing, we are going to update Nginx and PHP configuration to run under deployer user. So by default it is running with www-data. So we are using sed command, and we are actually using it to search and replace in the file. So it is going to change etc nginx nginx.conf. It will find the user www-data and replace it with deployer. So let me show you how it is going to change it. I'm going to show you in one location, and it will be the same in another location as well. So it is here. If I find, so in here, control W. So www.data I'm going to search. See here, it is this user www-data. So here is a command to search and replace easily. So this has been replaced. Let's check. See here, it is replaced. Similarly, we are going to do it for php-fpm as well. So let's verify php-fpm, is it in a running state or not. It is up and running. So as I have replaced the user, so I need to restart it. Since I have replaced the user, instead of www-data, it is running with deployer. So I need to restart it. That is fine. It is in an active and running state. So let's move on, and here we need to install the composer. Composer is required to run Laravel application as well. So first we will be exporting a home directory, composer home. Actually we are exporting, and which is /root. That's it. And then we have to follow these commands for the composer installation. And also to composer it will be running with deployer, since all the application should be running with deployer user. So I'm going to change it here. And before moving out, you can find this script link in a description below. So next, setting up Nginx configuration, and here I do have the Nginx configuration. It's here in Nginx. Here it is, the whole configuration, the whole template is here. So let me do it. So what I'm going to do here, it is going to download from this location, and then put it into etc nginx site available. I'm just creating a new configuration there. So let me do it. So it has copied. Let me check if I do have this. Here I have copied it. So it's a generic or the template you can use for any Laravel application. So in server name it has domain name that I'm going to replace using the same sed command. Up next, so root, and then the best configuration that we can follow here, I have just put it here. So first thing first, we have PHP FPM 8.2, so I'm going to replace it. Instead of 8.0, I'm going to put 8.2. That's it. So configuration has been copied. Now I'm going to replace the domain name with blog.farrokhatfida.com, or whatever the domain you have, you can use it here. So let's do that. Okay, sorry, I forget to mention the file name as well, which is here. So that's it. And I'm going to do the other thing, which is document root, that has to be change as well. Now verify either these things has been replaced or not. Yes, server name is now blog.farooq.fida.com, and similarly here is the document root. It is setting apart home deployer site Laravel blog app public. So that has been done. Now it is saying remove the default Nginx configuration from sites enable. Let's do that. And then I'm creating a symlink here ln-s, because all these files that I have copied in sites available. So sites available I do have here. If I show you whatever I have, so I do have default and Laravel blog app, which is in site available. So if I go to site enable, whatever I have, so enable configurations are here. It had only the default configuration which I have deleted from site enable. So I need to create a symlink here. So here is a command to create a symlink. So it is taking a Laravel blog app.conf from sites available and creating a symlink into sites enable. So let's see here. Now Laravel blog app.conf has been created in sites enable. So that has been done. Let's try to check the Nginx configuration. Nginx configuration is fine, but make sure what you need to do here. Here is the configuration, and this is the document root. This is the document root. So is this path is there? Let's verify that. It is saying no such file or directory. So instead of doing that, what I need to do, I just need to switch to deployer user. So how I am going to do that? So dash deployer. I'm here at deployer pwd. I'm in a deployer. So the path is home deployer site. So let's create this. So now this path has been created. Now go inside the sites. So there is nothing. And here is the time to clone my Laravel application source code. So application is a simple blog app application. So here I'm using the HTTPS. It's a public repo, so anyone can clone it. You can also, if you would like to explore this application, it's a basic Laravel application. So Laravel blog app has been created here. Laravel blog app. So this path is available. This is the path home. If I do check if this path is available or not. Now this path is available. So let's go inside and verify that do I have my Nginx and PHP has been installed perfectly here and working fine, and then we will be start configuring our Laravel application. So I'm inside the public, since it is been pointed to public here inside the public, and index.php is there, which is for Laravel application, but I'm here creating my own testing page, testing.php, like this. And if I go inside it and just put here a testing thing like this, it's just a simple PHP page. So it is here. Let's check that if I'm able to access it or not. Here is the IP address. It is saying not found. And whatever I have changed, I need to restart the Nginx as well and php-fpm as well. Now let's try that. Now this page has been displayed and it is saying PHP 8.2. This has been available, so it means my PHP has been working fine. But make sure the PHP version here on the web, which has been used by your web server. In my case, it is Nginx. So Nginx is using 8.2.27. So same version should be available on your CLI as well. So let's verify. And it is saying PHP 8.4. So which is a bit different. So let's remove it. So we need to remove PHP 8.4.2 and it will be, since I have installed the PHP FPM 8.2, so it will be automatically redirecting over there. So here is the command sudo apt purge php 8.4. So this is done. Now let's verify. PHP should be pointed to a correct version. Now it is on 8.2.27, 8.2.27. So you have to make sure your PHP CLI and web should be accessing the same thing. So let's move back to deploy user and go inside the Laravel directory. And it does not have any env, so let's configure or create the env, because since it has env.example, but we need the env. So env, whatever inside, I have discussed in complete detail here in this how to containerize a Laravel app. So for the env configuration, I have used how to containerize a Laravel app with Docker step-by-step tutorial. Here I have defined and discussed in a complete detail. So here in the env, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to copy from my local configuration. Here I have the local configuration. Let me put it here. So this is it. Currently it is using localhost, but I need to access the RDS. So RDS I have configured in my last video as well, in which I have copied it or migrating it from my local system to RDS. So here it is. Let me go to RDS, and here there is nothing inside the DB, because after creating this video I have deleted it, but I have created a snapshot. So here I have the snapshot. So let me create a database from this snapshot. Restore snapshot. Put the identifier name. I'm putting the same name as I did here, database 1. I'm using a free tier which is dbt3 micro, enough for my environment, and I'm saying yes, publicly accessible, and it will be taking some time to create this database. So coming back to here, while my database is in a creating state, what I'm going to do, I have also to verify that I will be able to access using DevOps and do all the installation stuff, because initially I have used root user to install each and every packages over here, but I can do the same now with DevOps as well. And from the DevOps, to the deployer as well. So I have used initially the key generated by AWS, but what can I also do? I have copied my SSH public key there. So let's grab my public SSH key. This is my key and I need to add it here. So let me do that. And similarly, I have to add into DevOps user as well. So I have added both of my users have my own key. So let me exit out. Let me exit. And I do have Ubuntu as well, which I don't need anymore. So let me also to remove it. But before that, instead of using this Ubuntu and this key, let me remove it all. And instead of Ubuntu, I'm using DevOps here. So I'm in using DevOps. If I'm able to go to root user, so sudo minus I can do, I can go to, I can sudo and go to root as well. And if I out, I'm here. So if I need to do anything on application level changes, edit an env or do any permission, so I have to switch to sudo su deployer. So I'm here means DevOps user and now I'm inside the deployer. If I do pwd, I am in home deployer. So if I do ll, then here all the listing. If I go inside sites, that is fine. And let's go inside to Laravel, that is fine. So here is the storage folder that has that might need to change some permission, but let it be as is right now. Let's verify rest of the user configuration as well. So I'm here. If I do anything, sudo system ctl Nginx service, so it should not allow me to do that. See, it is asking me for password. So since I have not set any password, so there is no password. So whatever I do, it does not allow me to do that. So sorry, try again. So let me exit out. I'm inside the DevOps. If I do pwd, I'm here in a user DevOps. And earlier I was in a different location. Here is the pwd home deployer. Now I'm inside the user DevOps. So if I able, let's see if I'm able to do anything like sudo system restart nginx.services. Yes, I'm able to do that from here. Since this is how I have separated two users. So now let's suppose if my application developer or the application lead asking me means he just need to look into the system. Anyone means to whom you don't want them to changing any system configuration, you can allow them to using deployer user as well. Now you have to allow them using deployer. So what you need to do, so let me go to deployer user. So here it is, and go inside SSH and then authorized.keys and added here their keys as well. So using deployer they will be able to log into the system with deployer access, and they will be able to look into whatever this system configuration, but they won't be able to change anything. So I have to change the database configuration as well. So I'm inside it, and let's verify the database has been created or not. So now my database has been created and it is in available state. So let's change the endpoint and verify the endpoint if it is the same. So here inside my configuration, so here instead of using a local host, let me change it. So it is the same actually, since I have created database 1 as an instance name. So this has been same, and it should have the same username and password, because from my last video I have taken a backup and keep it safe. So from that backup, when I'm creating it, so all the configuration and all the databases should be the same. Just verify. Let me open .env here, and first I will try to connect with my database, which is MySQL, and MySQL I believe is not here. MySQL -h, and it is saying MySQL client is not here. So since I'm using MySQL on RDS, so MySQL client will be required, and here it is giving an option to install it. So let's install it. But from deploy, not be able to install anything. So if I put even sudo, it is going to ask me the password, which I don't have. So let me out, and here I am on with DevOps user and try to install it. So this is installed. Let's go back with deployer. MySQL -h. It is asking for the password. Password is again same. And here I'm successfully connected with my database. Let's check if it has the database that I required, which is DemoDB. Here, DemoDB. It has DemoDB as well. So database is here. Everything has been here. Let's try to access the application. Since it is here, so instead of putting testing.php, it is saying is currently unable to handle the request. So here I need to do the composer install, and do this as well. Now I have this application started working. So let's create any post. This has been configured successfully. So this has been done. So this is how we are going to configure our EC2 instance along with RDS to run any Laravel application. So this is about it. I hope this has been informative for you. Thank you for watching. I hope this tutorial helped you on your DevOps journey. If you have any questions or suggestions, drop them in the comments below. And remember to like, subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. See you in the next video.